everybody? SKC Trib here, coming at you with the Magellan OP-02 gameplay video. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck so far. I'm going to give SKC Mossy a shout out here for, brainstorming with me and coming up with this deck idea and really putting together something that's going to work in this meta going on right now. Like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with this. I really hope you guys like this video. And, as always, thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and just showing genuine support. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we truly appreciate you guys. So let's get right into it. I asked this guy what happened because I just played with him last game, literally on turn 1. No cards were dropped. He just conceded in rematch. So just wondering if he picked the wrong deck, but he didn't answer, so that's okay. This hand I have from Magellan is probably the most ideal hand. And I'm going to pause real quick just to tell you why, right? You literally have your best on play curve that you could possibly have. One, you're going to have this field spell, right? Field spell, as you see on the screen here. Put in your stage, may trash 1 card from your hand, and look at the 3 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 impel down. So really good to have card advantage and just to ditch some cards that might be dead in your hand. Really good to drop turn 1, followed up by turn 2 with the Sadi. Sadi will play any Jailer Beast from your hand, so you're just pressuring the board, and then Magellan, but I'll talk about them as we go. So turn 1 for this guy, pretty standard. Jewelry Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie is huge in the beginning in the early game because obviously card advantage. And you saw Douglas Bullet just before in the field spell in my deck. I run 3 Douglas Bullet, and at the end of this video I will explain a little bit why, and we'll go into more detail. So this guy right here drew really well for turn 1, right? I'm going to take that just so I have a little bit more card advantage, as he has 2 Jewelry Bonnies on board, Nami. You saw right there that I had to ditch and put another Douglas Bullet on the bottom of my deck. So the reason why I'm going to talk about Douglas Bullet is because of the fact that you won't see Douglas Bullet in this game because they're all at the bottom of my deck right now. So which I just did right there was obviously I played Hannibal. What Hannibal does is he allows you to search for, look at the top 5. It's kind of like Nami, but he searches impel down, and he can't search himself. So right there I just had to put everything at the bottom of my deck. I played Sadi, which allowed me to play Jailer Beast from my hand, and this Jailer Beast is a blocker, so early board presence with some nice things on board. And just right here I'm either baiting out combo or making him use his beige, and he takes the life, which is crucial because now he has 3 life. He plays Law, and it's good for me. He has a lot of ways to add card advantage here. Jewelry Bonnies, typically, you don't want to leave up too long because the longer you leave them up, the more card advantage your opponent's going to have. This Law deck runs a lot of searchers and a lot of blockers. So sometimes it's hard to get to the Jewelry Bonnies or kill them. Other decks have a lot of ways of dealing with them by just popping them with certain characters. This deck I'm playing right now, unfortunately, doesn't have too many popper characters. I play maybe 3 of one. You don't see him here in this gameplay though. So as expected, he used a Jewelry Bonnie, and he drew a killer. And the reason why I have the picture over the chat is just in case the guy I'm playing against wants to say anything and doesn't want to be recorded or filmed, but that's why you can't see. So I'm going to just kind of go over the combat log as it goes. So he drew a killer, it's another blocker, and then he dropped a chopper, which was another blocker here. So not really crazy board presence from him, a lot of low cards, so this is a perfect time to drop a Magellan, and what that character does will allow me to -1 Dawn for myself and force him to return 1 Dawn. Just puts him a little bit behind, and that's what you need to see. Reason why I left that 1 Dawn open here too is kind of play mind games with him to think I have a Blast Breath. And right now what I need to do is I need him to either use his blockers or use some of the combo in his hand, and which he does neither. So now we're just sitting on board. He has 3 blockers, another Jewelry Bonnie, and a lot of low cost cards. I'm not too worried at this point. The only thing I'm worried about is card advantage. And obviously, if any of you play, you know that if Jewelry Bonnie's on board, most of the time they're going to activate it. So he just keeps gaining card advantage. Jewelry Bonnie's really, really, really great card. And from his Jewelry Bonnie, he found the law. Again, that's what they really want to see. And he drew a Gum Gum pistol off the Nami. So he has Gum Gum pistol in his hand and a law down. And he still has his leader ability. So right here, I could have blocked it, but I'm going to take it again for card advantage as well. I don't have it, and he has major card advantage, so I need more cards to play with. Again, the combo is great. Again, I'm going to drop another Magellan, because I kind of do have board control. He just has blockers, not many big threats of blockers. So playing another Magellan here was the best play, just to put him even further behind by minusing a Dawn. And what I'm going to try to do throughout, with all these blockers up, is to make him either use combo or pop some of his blockers. So you'll see, and as you guys play OP-02, and if you're already playing OP-02, you'll see that green will plays a crap ton of blockers. So just get prepared for it. Go into a match thinking if you're playing green, expect multiple blockers on their side of the field at all times. So this guy bounced his Jewelry Bonnie before with the law. He's going to play it again. He's going to use it. He's going to search again. So at this point, I'm really worried about his card advantage. He has so many cards in his hand, and he can do so many different things to me. The only reason why I'm a little nervous, but I'm not, is because of my board control. So, all right. So him dropping Luffy, now he's building a foundation for himself. He's going to attack me here for 8, and I'm going to let it happen. I can't block that because the effect put 2 down on that Luffy. You cannot activate a blocker. And right here, I'll explain why I use the trigger. So if you see a trigger, if your opponent has 6 or more Dawn cards, your opponent returns one of their Dawn cards to their Dawn deck. Why I played this and why it's so crucial is 2 reasons. One, I already have 2 in my hand. Having 3 of them, could definitely make me last longer. However, since I just played Magellan last turn, and I already made him -1, I'm making him minus another one and just putting him either further behind. So, you know, I think it's a good play, especially if you have a couple in your hand and you get this off the trigger and you have Magellans down. I would do it every time. You want to let them play from behind with this deck. Normally, right here, he's going to attack for 5k. I'm going to use a Hell's Judgment just in case he wanted to attack with the blocker. I didn't have to use that there. I could have comboed out of it. I wanted to keep the Jailer Beast up just in case he started clearing my board and I needed the Sadi and Minotaur combo. That's the only reason I didn't combo out. Normally, I would just combo out of that. And again, right, with board presence and board control, I'm playing another Magellan to minus another one of his Dawns, playing him from behind. And what I'm doing here is I'm baiting him to either drop combo, to use some cards in his hand, or to use his blockers. And as you see, he used some combo, he used some blockers. Here was interesting, right? So he took that. So it's either he's playing mind games with me to make me think, okay, this guy probably thinks I don't have combo in my hand. Let him kill this law. Very strange because it was 6k to 6k. He only needed a 1k combo to get out of that. So he took it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't have that much combo in his hand. But that was best case scenario for me, him taking that, because I wanted that law out of here. And as you can see, he has 4 cards in his trash pile. I have multiple and way more than that in mine. And he has card advantage here. But my board presence is ridiculous with the amount of Magellans I have. All these 6Ks. He's going to have to deal with it sooner or later. But once, I don't know if you guys know what Magellan character does. On KO, he will minus 2 of their Dawn cards and put them to their Dawn deck. So on play, he minuses 1. On KO, he'll minus 2. So again, if they do kill him, you're just making them play from behind. Here we have a Nami and Jewelry Bonnie play from this guy over here. Again, that's huge. You know, he drew another killer from Jewelry Bonnie, which is a blocker. Um, drew a Zoro from the Nami. So, you know, with all those cards in his hand, I'm thinking he's going to have some big turns coming up here. And again, the amount of cards he has is what's concerning to me compared to what I have. I have 3K combo in my hand plus the 2-drop, so I could get out of a few attacks. Not super worried with the blocker on board. I felt like that was the right time to ditch that card. I couldn't take that there. And now he can't attack with his leader because of Hell's Judgment. And obviously, if you play green, you know that they're going to have Law, so he bounces that, plays a Zoro, and attacks this, which could have been a misplay because I don't know why he attacked that. 5 against 6. But now I'm looking at options here, and what I'm going to do again is I'm going to bait out combo or make him use his blockers, and that's my game plan. With that card advantage he has, you really, really want them to use the cards in his hand. So he's either going to have to use that, or he's going to have to start taking more life, and that was the game plan. Use the blockers or use the cards in his hand. So one blocker down, Zoro's down. He's either going to have to drop 2, and he takes it. Right here, I'm thinking what's the best possible play is, and I think one of the really cool things about this deck is what I'm going to do right after this attack. And, you know, right after this attack, it's something really cool you could do. You could drop Sadi on top of Sadi, then use her ability, and, you know, play the JL Beast on top of Sadi. So now I have 2 5K blockers on board and 3 6K Magellans, and it's just something he has to deal with now, right? Um, it's a huge board, and it'll be devastating for him if he doesn't. Another Monkey D. Luffy, really good to see. He could get past both of my blockers for only 2 Dawn. Right here was the best case scenario for me. He used his blocker to kill that, and I just forced him to -2 Dawn. So, me personally, I think that was a questionable play on his end. Um, Obviously, everyone's minds works differently. If somebody has board control, I probably wouldn't use my blocker to attack anything, especially with 1 life. So, take it from this game. Don't use your blocker if you don't have to. And don't use your blocker if you're not gaining board control, or if it's not gonna, if you know that you're gonna need to survive. And this guy with 1 life, using a 6K blocker was, pretty critical. But he got rid of one of my 6Ks. Played killer, I think, just for more board presence, and he's hoping that he can survive next turn. So here I'm thinking to myself, right, at this point of the game, I'm thinking to myself, okay, he has 1 blocker, so he could block 1 attack. Technically, I have 5 attacks I could do. So if he blocks 1 of them with 1 life, basically 2 life, because you have to hit him again. With all those in his hand, I know green doesn't play a lot of 2Ks. They definitely have some 2Ks, but they don't play a lot of them. And um, right now I either play super defensive here. I kill the 6K, start attacking face, leave my blockers up for next turn. But I decided the best course of action was to maybe call his bluff to see what's in his hand. And honestly, to use his blockers, and if he does have all combo in his hand, I know that all these attacks is going to make him waste his entire hand. I normally also don't put Dawn before I attack, but I already know that um, he's not going to have anything that will pop one of my characters. Unless that last thing was a Gum Gum pistol, then I would have been pretty upset, but I was banking it wasn't. And now he still has a lot of cards in his hand. He blocks that. I'm like, okay, 2 cards he could combo out of that. He definitely should have that. He's taking a long time, so he's thinking about it. He had to drop 3 cards for that. I already knew right then I had it in the bag. Yeah, and that was the Magellan gameplay. A little bit different, as well as kind of tough to to play. You kind of got to play off your opponent big time, right? If they want to go aggressive, you want to start clearing boards. You can play defensive. You can play so many different ways with this deck. And I told you before, so you saw Douglas Bullet in my deck. I run 3 of them. And, I hope that this video gets likes and comments, because with 10 likes, I will drop a deck profile. And again, I want to give a shout out to Mossy for this deck profile with me. I think we did a great job making it so far with this Magellan deck. I am 11-3. It's been working wonders. I'm having a lot of fun. So let me go into telling you why Douglas Bullet is good in this deck. Douglas Bullet, a lot of people have not been playing him as often because he costs a lot to really make something work, right? He's an 8-drop. He can't attack that turn. However, you can activate his ability, which allows you to rest 2 characters on your opponent's side. Great ability, but it minuses 4 Dawn. So you're basically doing that for 12 Dawn if if you play it in 1 turn. The great thing about this deck is normally the opponent is playing from behind. So if you could play Douglas Bullet, you should know going into it that your opponent is going to be also down on some Dawn from the Magellans. If they're killing your Magellans, if you're activating Hell's Judgment from triggers, right, they're going to be down Dawn. So Douglas Bullet, you'll play, and you run 3 different types of blockers in this deck. Especially if you have Hell's Judgment in your hand, you could keep him up, and he's just a game changer. He's been really, really great, and I'm gonna keep recording games to hopefully get more gameplay of him in this. But what you just saw now was a very, more defensive side of this deck, more mid-rangey control. Um, I think that if you try it, you'll have a lot of fun. And I'm really, just looking for feedback, looking for comments, looking to see what you think. Hope you enjoyed this video. As I said in the beginning of the video, we appreciate all of your support. Everybody from SKC, we've been working hard to try to find good content, to try to, make some cool things happen for you guys. We love this community. We love this game. Giveaways are coming. 100 subs is coming up soon. Make sure you subscribe. 100 subs, we're giving away the new OP-02 Navy starter deck to 1 lucky subscriber. Another giveaway at 500 subscriptions, and another big giveaway at 1,000 subscriptions. So stay tuned, keep liking, keep watching, and we appreciate you all. Thank you.